They raided the place this evening with a celebrity's prized possessions as their target. Rapper Lil Wayne owes someone a lot of money and he isn't paying, so police showed up to collect.
I shot myself. I was in the house. Police knocked on the door. I was right there.
New Orleans is a city known for its vibrant culture, rich history, and unfortunately, its rough neighborhoods. One such neighborhood is Holly Grove, a place where survival is a daily battle. But in the middle of the struggles and hardships, emerged a legend, Lil Wayne, a young boy navigating its streets, surrounded by poverty and violence. But instead of succumbing to the darkness, he found comfort in music. But how did Lil Wayne survive the streets of Holly Grove to become one of the most influential artists of his generation? And what was the moment that changed Lil Wayne's path forever? Join us as we dive into the untold story of Lil Wayne's journey through the gritty neighborhoods of New Orleans and the obstacles he overcame to become one of the greatest rappers of all time. Born on September 27, 1982, Lil Wayne spent his first years in the tough neighborhood of Holly Grove in New Orleans. It wasn't an easy start. His mom, who worked as a cook, had him when she was just 19. His parents split up when he was 2, and his dad wasn't around much after that. When a reporter asked why he goes by Wayne instead of his full name, Dwayne, Lil Wayne explained that he dropped the D because he's actually Dwayne Jr., named after his dad. But since his dad wasn't really in his life, he preferred to go by Wayne. He looked up to his stepfather, Reginald Rabbit McDonald, who he considered his real dad. Lil Wayne even got a tattoo dedicated to him. As a kid, Lil Wayne was pretty smart. He was in the gifted program at Lafayette Elementary School. Later, he went to Eleanor McMain Secondary School, where he was an honor student and even acted in the drama club. One of his roles was playing Tin Man in a school play called The Wiz. But things changed when he got to Marion and Bramson Senior High School. He dropped out at just 14 years old. He wrote his very first rap song. Can you imagine that? At such a young age, he was already feeling the rhythm and putting words together. But then, in the summer of 1991, something happened that changed everything. Lil Wayne crossed paths with Brian Baby Williams, also known as Birdman, who was a rapper and co-founder of Cash Money Records. Birdman saw something special in Lil Wayne and decided to take him under his wing. He encouraged Lil Wayne's love for hip-hop and even featured him on some of Cash Money's tracks. Lil Wayne was so into it that he would record freestyles and raps and leave them on Birdman's answering machine. But his life took a terrifying turn in 1994. Lil Wayne was only 12 when he accidentally shot himself in the chest. It was a close call, almost fatal. At the time, he said it was an accident, but years later, he revealed something much heavier. He admitted that it was actually a suicide attempt. He felt so overwhelmed after his mom told him he had to stop hanging around with rap-related connections. Thankfully, there was someone there to help him through it. Lil Wayne calls him Uncle Bob. He's actually an off-duty police officer named Robert Hubler. Uncle Bob acted fast and made sure Lil Wayne got to the hospital right away, even driving him there in a police car. That quick action probably saved Lil Wayne's life.
They knocked the door down. Everybody jumped over my body to go get the guns and drugs and whatever they could find.
It just shows how sometimes a small act of kindness can make a huge difference. Lil Wayne's journey in the music industry began in 1997 when he joined forces with fellow rappers Juvenile, BG, and Turk to form the group Hot Boys. Despite being just 14 years old at the time, Lil Wayne quickly made his mark as the youngest member of the group. Their debut album, Get It How You Live, dropped the same year, followed by their major label debut, Guerrilla Warfare in 1999. The latter reached the top spot on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Albums chart and peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200. During his time with Hot Boys, Lil Wayne also collaborated on Juvenile's single Back That Ass Up, which became a massive hit, reaching number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. In 1999, Lil Wayne embarked on his solo career with his debut album, The Block Is Hot, released when he was just 17 years old. The album soared to number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart and earned platinum certification within 2 months of its release. His sophomore album, Lights Out, followed in 2000, achieving gold certification despite falling short of his success of his debut. In 2004, Lil Wayne released his 4th studio album, The Carter, which marked a significant advancement in his rapping style and lyrical themes. The album garnered critical acclaim and sold nearly 900,000 copies in the United States alone. The single Go DJ became a top 5 hit on the R&B and hip-hop chart. Following the success of The Carter, Lil Wayne released The Carter 2 in 2005, which debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart and went on to sell over 2 million copies worldwide. The lead single Fireman became a hit in the US, peaking at number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Fast forward to March 22, 2013, and that was a day that didn't shine so brightly for Lil Wayne. He dropped an album called I Am Not a Human Being 2, and it didn't sit well with many of his fans. Some even call it one of the worst albums ever made. It seemed like a far cry from his glory days when he was on top of the rap game, being hailed as the next big thing after Jay-Z. What went wrong? Well, that's a tough question. Some say it could have been his struggles with addiction, or maybe he just wasn't putting in the effort like he used to. Perhaps he was simply bored with the whole rap scene. Whatever the reason, Lil Wayne found himself in a deep, deep hole. He needed to figure out how to bounce back and reclaim his throne as one of the greatest of all time. But that's no easy feat. It takes more than just talent. It takes longevity and consistency. And unfortunately, Lil Wayne was lacking the second. Fans were divided. Some loved this auto-tune rap style, while others were tired of what they saw as mumble rap. Lil Wayne needed to find footing again in a rapidly changing music landscape dominated by artists like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and even his own protege, Drake. But hope wasn't lost. Lil Wayne dropped Dedication 5, the 5th mixtape in his popular Dedication series. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it showed that Lil Wayne still had some fire left in him. Tracks like You Song, featuring Chance the Rapper, reassured his loyal fans that he wasn't going anywhere. Then came what fans called CV Season, the build-up to the release of his highly anticipated The Carter 5. The first single, Believe Me, featuring Drake, received praise for Lil Wayne's killer bars. Things seemed to be looking up as more tracks dropped, showcasing Lil Wayne's undeniable talent. But then came the shocking news. Lil Wayne took to Twitter to reveal his album was being held hostage by his own record label, Cash Money Records. The world waited eagerly for The Carter 5, but it seemed like it may never see the light of day. In response, Lil Wayne released Sorry for the Wait 2, a mixtape where he didn't hold back, taking direct shots at Birdman and Cash Money. It was a bold move in a battle to reclaim his rightful place in the rap game. But then came a turning point. Jay-Z himself gave Lil Wayne a lifeline, making him a co-owner of Tidal. This opened up new doors for Lil Wayne, and he dropped a bomb of a single called Glory from his Free Weezy album. Fans went wild for his killer bars and the return of his classic rap style, but there was still something missing, a connection with the new wave of hip-hop fans. So Lil Wayne dropped No Ceilings 2 at the end of 2015. Although it had solid bars, some fans weren't feeling the auto-tune part of the song. Then came a game-changing moment. Lil Wayne stole the show on Chance the Rapper's Grammy-winning track, No Problem, and impressed on the Suicide Squad soundtrack, Sucker for Pain. He continued to shine on DJ Drama's Intro and the Key to the Streets remix. With no sign of The Carter 5 in sight, Lil Wayne dropped Dedication 6, featuring standout tracks like Bank Account and Bloody Mary. Finally, in the autumn of 2018, Lil Wayne released The Carter 5 and won his lawsuit against Cash Money, freeing himself to do what he does best, make music. Fans had been waiting so long that it was hard for any album to live up to the hype, but this one did. It had its flaws, like being a bit too long, but it also had tracks that shook the hip-hop world to its core. Mona Lisa, Eminem even praised it as one of the top 5 verses of all time. Lil Wayne's impact on the hip-hop scene is undeniable. He's often hailed as one of the most influential artists of the 21st century, and is considered by many to be one of the greatest rappers of all time. His musical style, including his auto-tune, has had a significant influence on the sound of hip-hop and its subgenres, particularly trap music. Despite his global success, Lil Wayne remains deeply connected to his hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana. He frequently pays respect to the city in his music and continues to give back to the community through various charitable initiatives. If you found Lil Wayne's journey inspiring, be sure to like and share the video to spread his story to others. Subscribe to Rap Sheets for more content on hood stories and the lives of your favorite rappers. See you next time.